Hello guys, you are seeing Prime News Australia, where we show you the latest and important news of Australia in the fastest and reliable way. So come, let's start by not delaying 25 big updates of the Australia, especially for you. Before proceeding in the video, comment by commenting from which state you are watching, and also like video so that YouTube can reach this video to more people of Australia.
The Australian federal government continued debates in Parliament over cost of living relief measures. Discussions focused on reducing fuel prices, providing rental assistance, and offering tax benefits to middle-income families. Government leaders said the aim is to ease financial pressure without harming economic stability. Meanwhile, opposition parties demanded transparency, arguing that the proposed measures lack clear funding sources and long-term planning strategies. Australia's latest economic data showed inflation cooling slightly, bringing relief to consumers and businesses. Treasury officials said easing global supply disruptions and stable energy prices contributed to the improvement. However, essential goods like groceries and housing remain expensive. Economists advised caution, noting that international market volatility and geopolitical tensions could still affect Australia's economic recovery in the coming months. The Reserve Bank of Australia has indicated no immediate change in interest rates. Officials said they are closely monitoring wage growth, consumer spending, and inflation trends. Many home loan borrowers welcomed the pause, hoping for stability. Financial analysts warned, however, that any sharp rise in global inflation or energy prices could force the central bank to reconsider its stance later this year. Major infrastructure projects in Sydney progressed as authorities approved new road expansions to reduce traffic congestion. Transport officials said the upgrades will improve travel efficiency and support population growth. While business groups welcomed the development, some residents raised concerns about construction-related noise, environmental disruption, and delays during peak commuting hours. Public transport services in Melbourne will see increased train frequency on weekends starting next month. Officials said the decision follows a rise in passenger numbers and tourism activity. The initiative aims to reduce overcrowding and encourage public transport use. Commuters welcomed the move, calling it a step toward more reliable urban mobility. Heavy rainfall affected several districts in Queensland, prompting flood alerts in low-lying areas. Emergency services advised residents to stay cautious and avoid unnecessary travel. Local councils monitored river levels closely, stating that no major damage had been reported so far. Authorities emphasized preparedness as unpredictable weather patterns continue to impact the region. Australian fire authorities launched early bushfire preparedness campaigns across multiple states. Residents were urged to clear dry vegetation, prepare emergency kits, and review evacuation plans. Officials stressed that early action can significantly reduce damage during peak fire season. Community awareness programs and controlled hazard reduction burns are being prioritized to strengthen disaster readiness nationwide. State governments acknowledged increasing pressure on public hospitals due to staff shortages and growing patient numbers. Health ministers announced plans to boost funding, recruit healthcare workers, and expand hospital facilities. Medical associations welcomed the move, but stressed the need for long-term workforce planning. Officials said improving healthcare access remains a top national priority. Education authorities proposed curriculum reforms focusing on digital literacy, problem-solving, and practical skills. Officials said the changes aimed to better prepare students for future employment. Teachers' unions supported the initiative, but requested additional training resources and classroom support. Public consultations are expected before the revised curriculum is implemented nationwide. Australian universities received new government-backed research grants supporting innovation in renewable energy, biotechnology, and medical science. University leaders said the funding would strengthen international collaborations and attract global talent. Researchers highlighted the importance of sustained investment to maintain Australia's competitive edge in science and technology. Several new solar and wind energy projects were approved in regional Australia. Government officials said the developments will create jobs, support clean energy targets, and reduce carbon emissions. Community meetings are planned to address environmental concerns and ensure local participation. Energy experts described the move as a significant step toward a sustainable future. Australia's mining sector reported steady export performance despite fluctuating global commodity prices. Industry leaders cited strong demand from Asian markets, particularly for iron ore and lithium. Environmental groups urged stricter sustainability standards, while mining companies emphasized their commitment to responsible operations and economic contribution. Farmers across Australia experienced mixed crop conditions due to uneven rainfall and changing climate patterns. Agricultural experts encouraged water conservation, crop diversification, and technological innovation. Government agencies offered advisory support and relief programs to help farmers manage risks and protect long-term productivity. Australia's housing market showed moderate price growth in major cities, driven by strong demand and limited supply. Rental prices continued to rise, affecting affordability for many families. Property analysts called for faster approvals and increased housing construction to address the growing shortage. The federal government reviewed skilled migration policies to address workforce shortages. Priority sectors include healthcare, construction, engineering, and information technology. Industry leaders welcomed the move, saying skilled migration is vital for economic growth. Officials emphasized balanced immigration planning to support infrastructure and community needs. Australian tech startups attracted new investment, particularly in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and fintech. Entrepreneurs credited supportive government policies and innovation hubs for the growth. Analysts said the technology sector is becoming a major driver of employment and economic diversification. Australian authorities issued a cybersecurity warning urging businesses to strengthen digital defenses. Officials highlighted increased cyber threats targeting small and medium enterprises. Companies were advised to update systems, train staff, and adopt stronger data protection measures to prevent financial and operational losses. Tourism operators reported steady growth in international visitor arrivals. Officials said improved airline connectivity and global marketing campaigns boosted Australia's appeal. Regional destinations also benefited from increased domestic travel. Industry leaders remain optimistic, but stressed the importance of sustainable tourism practices. Australian Airlines announced limited flight schedule expansions ahead of the winter travel season. Industry experts said passenger demand remains stable despite rising fuel costs. Airlines are focusing on efficiency, customer service, and competitive pricing to maintain growth. Coastal authorities increased marine patrols following reports of rough sea conditions. Boaters and fishermen were advised to check weather updates and follow safety guidelines. Officials emphasized the importance of life jackets and emergency equipment to prevent accidents at sea. National sports organizations expanded grassroots programs to encourage youth participation. Officials said the initiatives aim to identify talent early while promoting fitness and discipline. Schools and local clubs welcomed increased funding and training support. Women's sports leagues across Australia reported rising attendance, sponsorship, and media coverage. Sports administrators said growing public interest reflects changing attitudes and better investment. Athletes welcomed the support, calling it a positive step toward equality in sport. Arts councils announced new funding opportunities for regional cultural projects. The initiative aims to support local artists, preserve heritage, and boost creative industries. Cultural groups praised the move, saying it strengthens community identity and economic activity. Government agencies launched new initiatives focused on Indigenous education, employment, and health services. Community leaders emphasized collaboration and respect for cultural traditions. Officials said long-term commitment is essential to achieving meaningful outcomes. Australia expanded wildlife protection and habitat restoration programs. Conservation groups welcomed the move, citing threats to biodiversity from climate change. Authorities said the initiatives focus on ecosystem recovery and sustainable land management across the country. Australia is grappling with a widespread petrol and diesel shortage, triggering panic buying at service stations. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has reassured the public that fuel supplies remain secure overall, while announcing government plans to underwrite shipments and release reserves. He explicitly ruled out COVID-style mandates or restrictions to manage the crisis, calling hoarding, quote, not the Australian way. Measles alert issued for Gold Coast after 2 confirmed cases. Health authorities have issued an urgent disease alert for the Gold Coast in Queensland following 2 confirmed measles cases. The public is being urged to watch for symptoms such as fever, cough, runny nose, and rash, and ensure vaccinations are up to date, especially for those who may have been in contact with the affected individuals.